Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today we will talk about what to do in Zurich, what are the must-see tours, the attractions, the chocolate factory, the walk on the lake, restaurant, square, and finally everything you need to know to organize your itinerary for the days you will spend in Zurich. Don't miss any of the must-see sites there. So guys, enjoy the video, don't forget to give us that like, subscribe to the channel because that's really important and helps us a lot, so buckle up. Well, Zurich is an amazing city, guys. It's one of the most beautiful cities, one of the most expensive cities in Europe. It's very nice to visit there. The cool thing is that everything is very centralized, okay? Switzerland is already a small country. The cities inside are small. This is because Zurich is the biggest city in Switzerland, okay, people? And even so, it's still considered a small city compared to the other big cities in Europe. So the good news is that everything is very centralized. You will hardly do a tour, a touristy thing very far away, but there are other tours which are the mountains, the tours that take you up in the mountains to the top of the highest places in Europe. But first we'll focus on the tours inside Zurich, in the historic and tourist center park of Zurich, so you can have an idea, and after that we are going to be talking about the mountain tours as well. So let's go. The tourist center, people, and the historical center, which has most of the attractions, is very centrally located in the center of Zurich. So any map that you put in Zurich, it's already in the center, which is this very central point. You will see that underneath there is Lake Zurich, which is beautiful. It's one of the tours. It starts very wide and it has a much narrower river on top. So in this part where the wide river starts and up to the train station, which is the biggest train station in Switzerland, is the historic and tourist center of Zurich. So that's where you're going to walk around, wander around. And the first tourist point that I think is good to know, which already comes with an important tip, is the BAHNHOFSTRASSE. First tip, guys, the names of things in Switzerland are very complicated. Everything is in Swiss, and there's a lot of influence from Germany, which is on top, France, which is on the side, and Italy, which is on the bottom. So the words are very difficult to write, but we'll always put here the written name so that you can have a better notion of each point. This street, folks, is the most expensive street in Europe. At least it has the reputation of being so. It's a street that has the biggest brands in the world. It has Rolex, Prada, Chanel, Dior, some brands that I didn't even know because they are so expensive. It's cool that it starts up there in the central station. It's a separate attraction too, okay? If you can visit it, go, because the Zurich train station is beautiful, and then you go down. It goes all the way to the lake, so it's very nice, a very nice tour for you to do. Take an afternoon and go down, see the stores. It's very nice. To give you an idea, I bought a Rolex there that cost 18,000 euros. I got it for 12,000 euros, guys. Very cheap, right? Just kidding, guys, for God's sake, but it's just for you to have an idea of the prices. I have never bought a Rolex in my life. Who knows? One day, maybe. But this is the notion. It's just for you to have an idea of the price of things there. So for those who want to shop, are there cheap stores? Yes, you will see there is ATM, which is very cheap and American. We like it a lot. There is Zara. So the street also has these cheaper stores, but there are many expensive stores as well. In the center of Zurich, right in this area also, the four churches are very famous. There are the four churches that form a group of churches there. They were once Protestant, they went back to Catholic. They had a very big cultural change. Two of them were reformed recently. So if you like history and culture, get organized to visit them. They are very nice. The most different one, I think it's nice to go outside to see, is St. Peter's, because it has the biggest church clock in Europe. So many people like to take picture there. But the four are the Freimunster, Grossmünster, Peterskirch, and St. Peter. St. Peter is the easiest one to talk about, but it's the one I most recommend from the outside also because of the clock. Most of them don't pay, okay guys? There was one that you had to pay to get in, and it was really cheap. The rest are free. You can see the inside of them. It's really cool. The only one that's charged is the Freimunster, but it's because it has the stained glass windows from the famous Marc Chagall that everybody goes there to see these stained glass windows. It's a very beautiful place. place, but it's worth it. It's very cheap and it's not a problem to enter. You can see everything very well. It's very beautiful. You can see the sunlight from the window. Nearby, there's also LINDERHOFPLATZ, which is the most famous square in Zurich. Most of the beautiful pictures of Zurich are taken there, and you can see the Alps in the background because the park and the square there are beautiful. It's very nice. There's the river. It's a very nice scenario to walk around, to take pictures and walk around a little bit. Very nice. There's another square nearby that's also nice to walk by, but the name is very complicated, okay? It's easier to search for Opera Square. The name is in German. It's a very difficult word to speak, but if you search there for Opera Square, it will come up. It's a very beautiful square. It has the famous opera buildings. It's very imposing. There are lots of people playing, children running around, ice cream, coffee. It's a very nice place to stop for 30 minutes, take some pictures, relax, have some coffee. There's a little cafe there. There are several, but if you stop, there are some that are in the summer with tables outside. It's very nice to stop for a while there and just enjoy the environment. Now let's talk about one of the attractions that I think is one of my favorites, which is the Lindt factory tour. It's a sensational chocolate factory. It has the largest Lindt store in the world. At the end, of course, you will stop by to see them all. There are flavors that I have never seen in my life. It's very cool and not expensive, okay guys? You can only buy the ticket on their website, but I remember it was around 15 euros, 15 francs, which today is the proportion of 1 of 1. 1 euro is equal to 1 franc, so it was more or less 15 to get there. It's very easy. You can go by train or by bus. A nice tip, you can go by boat. Search for the right boat on their website. You can also take a boat trip on Lake Zurich, which is another tourist attraction. There, you already know the lake, the factory. It's a very nice tour. It's not far, it's fast, and it includes people because it's amazing. It's an amazing place, and get ready because you will eat more chocolate than you can imagine there. It's very good, and we love it to live this experience. Another tip on what to do in Zurich is the lake. You can explore the lake by taking a boat ride. If you go to Lindt, you already have the tour, but there are also other very nice tours which go around the lake more. They go longer distances, so do some research. If you're not going to do the trip to the Lindt factory by boat, it's worthwhile you try to take another boat trip because the lake is impressive. It's a very beautiful scenery. It's worth you taking a few more hours to explore it. It's a very beautiful thing to see. You will be amazed. For those who like soccer, there is the FIFA building and the FIFA museum. I think the museum is the coolest because it's very interactive. It has several attractions, the history of the players, electronic things that make you have a very nice immersion in the world of soccer. If you are with kids, then it's even cooler. The tickets are not that cheap, right? It's around 24, 25 francs, which is more or less 24, 25 euros. But for those who like soccer, who are with kids who like soccer, it's a tour that's worth doing and it doesn't take long. It's quick, it's close, and it's easy, so it's worth including it in your itinerary for sure. And if you want a nice view of Zurich, a very nice walk, guys, it's a quick hike, okay? It's up to the top of the mountain, well to back, I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, but read again, it's easier. It's a very beautiful place. To get there, it's very easy. You go from Zurich's main station, the one I commented about here, and get off at Württemberg station. You will get out more or less at the top of the mountain. You walk a little bit more, a few minutes, but it's really cool. It's a really nice place to see. It's a simple trail, okay, guys, and easy if you don't want to spend the whole day hiking. It's a very good option. You can see everything from up top. I think you're gonna like it. For those who like it, it's amazing. Guys, any questions you may have about the trip, send it to us because we try to help everyone, okay? It's even faster. Add me on Instagram at @PaiLorenzi and then send me a direct message with the question that I try to answer. It sometimes takes a few days because there are so many messages, but I really like to answer them. And take the time to follow us there because we are always traveling the world, offering travel tips. And now we are living in Orlando in the United States, showing all the routine here with our family, the Disney parks. We have a new channel, so if you can give us a hand there, it's called Familia Lorenzi here on YouTube. We show our daily life, the routine here in the United States, the parks, the trips, everything, really everything. It's very cool. If you can, follow us there and subscribe. And to finish the inside part, guys, quickly, a very cool street that's nice to know, put it in your itinerary. It's LIMMATQUAI Street. I can't say the correct pronunciation, but it's a very nice street because it's next to the Limmat River, which is a very beautiful river, a very nice one. So it's nice for you to walk along the river's edge. It's a historical area. It has very good cafes and restaurants. If you can have lunch there, have some coffee in the afternoon, it's a great option too. I think it's totally worthwhile for you to stop there for a few minutes. And all of these guys were the tours inside the center, okay? You can do everything on foot, it's easy. Now I will talk about the tours that in my opinion are the coolest, which are a little further away. The ones I mentioned, if you are well located, you can do everything on foot. We have the video that explains where to stay in Zurich, this more central area. But to summarize here, this area that's on top of the Zurich lake that goes to the train station, if you stay there guys, you can't go wrong. And to make it easier, I'll leave here below a map that already has those hotels with this region open. You go there, it's the biggest hotel site in the world, the one we use to make reservation, the most reliable, the cheapest, and it has free cancellation. So if you open it, it will show you, you will be able to search for hotels, take in the middle, there's no mistake, there's a very good hotel, we think it's sensational, it's a very good option, cheap and close to the station, close to the center. Take a look, I'll leave it here in the description of the video and in the first fixed comment for you to see how much it costs and if it's available at the time of your trip. But it's pretty easy to get a good nice hotel there in the center in the best possible location. Now we go to the surroundings of Zurich. What happens, people? Switzerland is very small, so you can get to and from almost every city, even the ones that are a little bit more distant. You can do it, will take you 3.5 hours by train, 4 hours, but you can do it. But there are some cities near there that are very nice. Then you have two options. You can do the round trips by train. The train works very well in Switzerland, people are very nice. You can go and visit these regions, or you can take a guided tour. They take you by bus, take you there and explain everything to you, which I think is an incredible experience. You can enjoy more, see more beautiful places. They already know where to take pictures, where to stop, where to explain, but there are these two options, right? It's very easy. Before starting the tours, I'll leave it here below for those who want to do some research. The websites that we use it to buy the train tickets in Europe, it's the biggest website in Europe. It has all the tickets, guys. Take a look there. It's the cheapest price that we always find. Buy in advance because at the time it's double the price, okay? So buy in advance on the internet, don't leave it to buy there. And also I'll leave the websites that sells the tours and excursions, which we liked it a lot. It's the second largest in Europe. It has very good prices. They work with several currencies, they accept many kinds of payment, so take a look, you will see a lot, and it's a very nice company, very worthwhile and very trustworthy. Near Zurich, guys, there is Lucerne. In my opinion, Lucerne is one of the cities, I think it's the city that I like the most in Switzerland to recommend. People don't value it as much, but it's beautiful. It's a little bit smaller than Zurich. It already has that village charm. It has many lakes and mountains. I think it's spectacular. If you can include it in your 2-day itinerary, it's great. If not, you can do the round trip from Zurich, okay? It ends up taking an hour and a half, an hour and a little bit. Take a look at the trains, the tours, but it's very good. There are also excursion tours. Take a look at the site here below because they also have bus tours that take you there. They pass the main point, so you have these two options of transportation to Lucerne. Another place that I think is a must-see for those who are in Zurich is Mount TITLIS. If you are in Lucerne, it will be closer. It's about 40 minutes, an hour away. If you are in Zurich, it will take you about 2.5 hours, but it's very easy too, right? There is the complete excursion that I think it's the best option. It's a mountain that has snow all year round. No matter what season you go there, you will see snow, so it's a very nice tour. And inside this tour, guys, it's a complete tour that involves, if you go up there, you will see the panoramic view of Lucerne, which is this beautiful city that I mentioned. You also get to see the Engelberg region, which is very beautiful. You take the cable car with rotating cabins. That's called TITLIS Rotaire, they call it, which is very different. It's a very different cable car, very cool. The suspension bridge, the TITLIS cliff walk, it's also a spectacular thing. And there's also the ice cave, not to mention, folks, the other attractions that you get to know in the middle. They explain everything to you. This tour, this excursion, I thought it was very worthwhile. Very nice to include this mountain view, snow, this very Swiss Alps experience. The second tour is one of the most famous in the world, one of the most loved by tourists, which is the tour to the top of JUNGFRAUJOCH. It's a very difficult name, guys. I'm sorry. The names of Switzerland are hard to pronounce, but it's one of the coolest places. And why? It's the highest place in Europe, and it's the summit of Europe, so everybody wants to see it. So on this tour, you will take a train that's super famous there, which is called the Cremalera train from the JUNGFRAUJOCH to go up to the top. There is the Sphinx Observatory, guys. It's a place, I don't know how they built this observatory on top of the mountain, on top of a mountain. You will be walking around up there most of the years. It's always covered with snow. There's also the ice palace, which is very nice. There is the cable car, which was remodeled. It's very beautiful. The Eager Express, it's also very nice for you to have a view of the mountain, of the villages. There's an observation point, the Sphinx that I mentioned in this observatory. You can stay around there observing the mountains, the tops. You will see that's impossible. It's a surreal thing, guys. From the photos, you can see that these tours are not simple. They are sensational. It's worth dedicating a day to each one of them. Set aside some time in your itinerary because it's a wonderful thing. You can buy everything separately too, but if you buy the tour, it's that easy thing. It will already be included. This one has the bus transport there, and then there is the ticket to the cable car included, the cable car ticket, the access to the Sphinx Observatory, the Belvedere, the Ice Palace, everything is already included, okay? So it's just one thing. It costs 253 euros, leaving from Lucerne, which is a little bit closer. I think it's a good price. This tour is the top one, I think. I put another one because I really like the other one, but this one, in terms of sales, is the best seller. It's the most sought after by tourists from all over the world. And the last tour away from Zurich that I think is worthwhile is a little further away too, but it's an hour and a half, 2 hours, it depends a lot on the means of transportation, to Interlaken and Grindewald. Guys, it's a very beautiful region. Interlaken is a very nice town. If you can walk there for a couple of hours, 3 hours to eat, it's beautiful. The village down there, the lakes, the rivers, is an experience that we found sensational. It's a slightly smaller town than Lucerne, but we find it more or less the same style. This tour is also a package tour. It lasts 12 hours. It's the whole day, okay guys? It's more or less an average. This one is cheaper. It's an average of 100 euros per person. Then there's the bus transportation. There is a guide that accompanies you. They explain everything to you. Then there is the train ticket from Grindewald to Interlaken, and then you go back. It's a very nice trip. It's a whole day that you will have, but you will see very beautiful sights in these two regions, especially the landscapes of Grindewald, folks. They are beautiful, which are known as the Glacier Village. Then Google it, look at the pictures, it's sensational. Not to mention the viewpoint in first. This viewpoint is on this mountain in Grindewald. Guys, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. It's worth checking out. It's worth a look. So you see, yes, there is a lot to do in Zurich. You can stay several days because there are these tours around Zurich, so organize your itinerary well. A tip, okay guys, if you are in doubt whether to stay only in Zurich or not, watch our video of the perfect itinerary through Switzerland. Type it in YouTube and it will show up, Gabriel Switzerland itinerary. You will see the video. We put together a perfect 10-day itinerary, but you can tweak it to fit your days, passing through the main cities and making a complete trip. Guys, it's a sensational trip with mountains, with Alpi, with skies, with villages, lakes. Take a look, that's very good, and then you can put it together better and not just focus on Zurich, because if you really get to see the other cities, the transportation is fast, it's easy. So try to enjoy Switzerland as much as you can, because it's amazing. It's a good place to stay with many things around, inside and outside the city, so you can follow your itinerary very well. And here below, folks, along with these links that I've been mentioning, I'll leave other very important links for you to organize your trip. The international travel insurance is mandatory, don't forget, but there's a travel insurance comparator that we know that compares in all insurance companies and finds incredible prices. It's really cheap. Check it out and you will save a lot. The internet chip for you to use your cell phone in all these destinations, which today is also very important. It's very good. The signal worked in everything. The place to buy your euro, buy your franc. Guys, there are links here below to everything really. Car rental if you want, take a look. It's a guide for you to set up your whole trip with the cheapest possible places that we discovered there over time and with all the quality of servicing. And that's it guys, I hope you liked the video. If you like it, please don't forget to give us that like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps us a lot. And be sure to watch the two very good videos, the one with all the tips from Switzerland and the one on how to travel cheaply to Switzerland. It's a compilation. A complete compilation is good, right? It's a very complete video that we created which teaches you on how to plan your entire trip, saving the most on everything. It's very good. I'll leave it up here along with the playlist that has all the other videos from Switzerland for you to watch. So thanks a lot guys and have nice trips.